Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my personal hell. We can go ahead and skip the formalities, I'm not interested in that sort of thing. My name's Figs, and today I will be talking about, well, my artistic endeavours in general. I'll be starting with, briefly anyway, how I got into the artistic scene to begin with. But before that, I should probably clarify a couple of things. Firstly, the character that you're looking at is not a persona, or fursona, of myself. He's one of my OCs, and is the mascot of, well, pretty much all of my channels and endeavours, so he's the face of everything, he just pops up everywhere. His name is Dunce. I'll put up some pictures and that I've done of him over the years, I suppose. I have had him for a while. And secondly, as my brain tends to wander a lot, I tend to go on tangents pretty frequently and forget my original subject. I'll try to catch myself doing these things, but ultimately, that's just how my silly brain works, so there you go. And finally, don't forget to like my suffering and subscribe to the inevitable heat death of our universe. Also, like, ring a bell or something. I've got a little one here. There you go. Ting. Done. Okay, so, let's take a trip down memory lane. My earliest introduction to anything artsy that I can remember anyway was roughly when I was about, give or take, 11 or 12. A fellow in my class was doing little comics, and I imitated him. He eventually became my best friend to this day. My older brother also did drawings of, like, demons and such, which was, well, it was something I liked to look at anyway. It wasn't until I was in high school that I discovered the local library had how to draw manga books, which I absolutely fell in love with the art style of pretty much immediately. Fun fact, before then, I didn't even know that the shows that I watched, like Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, were even anime. They were just cartoons in my mind. I mean, that's literally what anime is, but you know what I mean. Throughout high school, I was largely developing my style around those kinds of books that were there, as well as finding out about Newgrounds and such. But perhaps due to my extreme social awkwardness, I never really made any accounts on these, whether it was YouTube or Newgrounds or whatever. I've always been extremely self-conscious, so the concept of failure always rang heavily on my mind. DeviantArt was the first account that I remember making. I may have made something earlier, but I don't remember it very well. I certainly had it for a number of years, but I ended up deleting the account, which is a shame, really, because I think there were some old things on there that I may not even have anymore. I eventually moved on to other sites, whether it be Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, yeah, all that usual crap. But I deleted my Tumblr as well, as it just, I don't know, the account didn't sit right with me. I did finally end up making an account on Newgrounds, and, well, it's the latest one. But otherwise I'm operating on Instagram, Twitter, and I suppose by extension Newgrounds. Though I mostly use Instagram because I just know the most people there. Twitter I largely use just for following other artists, and Newgrounds because it's Newgrounds. It is something that really shaped my life growing up, even if I didn't actively participate in it. A number of the folks that I followed back then I still follow to this day. A lot of them you'll be familiar with. I mean, you've got your usuals like Rubber Ninja and Ego Raptor, and Oni NG and so on. Even so, I never really went out of my way to try to make a name for myself. Heck, the first names that I used were... they were very cringe, very, stuff like Dark Dragon and shit like that. I fucking hate even saying it. I was definitely one of those kids. I eventually ended up just using my name, but I didn't really want to keep doing that. The name that I eventually ended up landing on, Tastyfigs, was actually not something I was expecting. It's from when me and my friends were playing a game of Terraria, funnily enough. I was trying to coin the phrase figs as a means to refer to each other in the game, but it kind of backfired and everyone just referred to me as that. And it stuck. It became an actual nickname, and so I used that. I just put tasty on the front of it, because tasty's a good word. I can't think of any possible negatives. It's just a positive, good vibing word in general. So yeah, Tastyfigs. I don't have a whole lot more to say. I mean, there's other artists and all that sort of stuff that I follow now, but As for stuff concerning myself, I don't really have much more to input, so I'll leave it at that for now. If you do want to end up taking a look at some of my stuff, my name is Tastyfigs pretty much everywhere. The only one that's different is Twitter, because apparently someone else took that name, but that one is Tastyfigs Twit. But yeah, that's me for now. Have a good one.